Welcome to the Learning Lab. My name is Roman Garcia. This is volume 7. This is the 5th video we've been shooting following the progression of this patient who 5 weeks ago fell and traumatized the lateral aspect or the outside part of her hip. We've been following the progression of this patient. I think today would be the last treatment that we're going to do, in the last video we're going to be doing with this patient, because the trauma has resolved substantially, and in a little while I'm going to show you how much it's improved. But today the concept that I want to talk about is the concept of simplicity. What we've been using and when we've been concentrating, the energy that we've been using on this trauma is heat. Now there's nothing more simpler than heat as a modality or as a treatment for traumatized tissue. So the concept for today is how sometimes the simplest modality is the best modality. So, and there's nothing more simpler and there's nothing easier to acquire in the public domain than a simpler hot pack. But what we're going to do now is, today I'm going to show you exactly how that treatment is done so you can see what the treatment consisted of. So if you allow me, let's come over here and I'm going to show you exactly how the treatment was done on this patient. This is treatment number 5 and it's going to be the last treatment. So let me show you. We already have her set up. This is the hot pack. This is the traumatized region. Now if you come closer, let me show you the progression. And for anybody who's seen the other videos, they'll remember that we started with a 2-inch radius traumatized region. Today, that area measures 1 inch by 1 inch. We started taking measurement, I believe, in the 3rd video. It's been reducing probably about ½ an inch every treatment. Today, it measures 1 inch by 1 inch. Top to bottom and side to side. So this congested region, this traumatized tissue that's still left, measures 1 inch. Now, what I want to do is I just want to take a look at it under the thermal imaging device. Let's see how it looks. Now mind you, the hot pack has been on here already for about 5 minutes. Now remember, red is good, and that's what we want. Red stands for it being biologically active. You can see that red spot, that red region right there, right inside the traumatized region, which is a good sign. Now mind you, that hot pack has been on that region for about 5 minutes now. So after every single treatment, after that week span after the treatment, this area remains biologically active, which is what we want, because remember, all the heat does, it creates vibrations in the molecules, in the tissues. It gives better environment for those molecules to reconfigure themselves to a normal state, which is the whole idea of introducing energy. And you can see the red just enveloping that area. Now what I want to show you today, and the purpose of today's video, is just so you can see what the treatment consisted of. What we've been doing with this patient is very simple. We've been putting a hot pack. Again, this is something that any individual out there in the public domain can go to any retail store and acquire one of those rubber bags. You can heat water. You put the water inside that hot water bottle, and you got yourself moist heat, similar to what you would see in any rehab facility. Now, understand that moist heat is better than dry heat, but dry heat is better than no heat at all. But moist heat, the moist heat's energy spectrum is much wider. The frequency of that energy is much higher than a dry heat, so it penetrates deeper down. So moist heat is better than dry heat. And what we've got here is moist heat. But you can simulate moist heat at home with the hot water bottle and simply just heating water. Now, what we've been doing with this patient is we've been putting this hot pack for 20 minutes. every 5 minutes or so, I've just been coming around, remove the hot pack, and then just simply just move this congested region with my fingers. In essence, what I'm doing is I'm just introducing a mechanical energy into the traumatized region. Again, just by moving the tissue or traumatized tissue with your fingers, you're initiating an energy into the tissue in the form of a mechanical manner, again, just to create vibrations in those traumatized molecules that make up human tissue. I've been doing this every 5 minutes. I've just moved it for a couple of seconds. Again, this is basically the basis of massage. And then I just leave the hot pack on. Now, after 20 minutes, what I've been doing is I've been using ultrasound. Anybody that's ever had a trauma and gone to a rehab center has seen this device before. They come in many different shapes and sizes and many different price points. I've been doing the ultrasound for 5 minutes. After the 20 minutes of heat, I just come, get the ultrasound, prepare it, and then just sonicate the area for 5 minutes. Basically, just 5 minutes, just like this. It's a 5-minute treatment. So in essence, this patient's treatment has consisted of nothing more than simple hot pack and ultrasound sonication for 5 minutes. And in essence, that's basically all we've been doing with this patient. We've done it 5 times. This is the 5th treatment. This will probably be the last treatment. This area is pretty much resolved. It's 90% better. There's no bruising. There's a very small congested region. Now, the point of these 5 videos was simply this: the difference between heat and cold. I could very easily have used a traditional manner of treatment, and I could have just simply, when I first saw it, my instinct was to put cold on it, but I did not. Because what I was thinking in energy terms. And I understood and I understand that what this region needed was not stagnation that you would get from ice application, but you needed an energy that created vibration, movements at the molecular level. Because the only way that this area would have healed is by creating a dynamic effect inside the tissues. And heat is what does that. And the trick to any traumatized region is to create this dynamic environment inside the traumatized area. And I think that is the big difference between ice application and heat application. So I hope that in the future, most health practitioners, especially physical therapists or anybody who works with patients who are in pain, start thinking in those terms and start using heat sooner than later. Because I think one of the problems that we have out there in the rehab domain or in the rehab industry is that we have this idea that ice is the key to healing. And I hope that these five videos that we have shot with this patient begins to change that thinking. So again, this is the 5th treatment with this patient. This will be the last treatment. Our videos from here on will start to consist of different ailments and different examples of musculoskeletal conditions. But for anybody who has seen these videos, I thank you very much. And if you have any comments, please feel free to just contact me on YouTube. Thank you very much for seeing this video.